I'm gonna go a little bit of rock and roll for our first responders across North America. First responders, firefighters, butchers, ambulance drivers. This special rock and roll edition is for you. LOV, first and foremost. Love our firefighters, love our butchers, love our doctors, love our nurses, love our grocery store clerks. Financially struggling, but don't mind my Asperger's. I'm just gonna take a moment, my financial stress aside. It's not just about me. Me, you, us. We gotta get some compromises, collective. The individual, and we gotta get it on the go today as we go. We gotta get it for the... It's not all about the money. It's not all about the money. Please, billionaires, millionaires, finance the first responders. Massage therapy session, you know. I've been complaining for 5-7 years now. My workout fitness journey commences every day anew. That I cannot afford a massage therapy session. But you know what? Millionaires, billionaires down Wall Street. Please finance them. Ambulance drivers, firefighters, and the nurses with it, you know. Nurses with it. Let's put the nurses in the public services. Those who pick up the garbage, finance them. Put your money where your mouth is. You know, some of that hard love. And I want to see this holidays, starting today with me, this call. Finance them a good massage therapy session. Put some work in that money. It's capitalist to be made to be used, you know. So that's all we got to get doing with that. And food, to those deliver food. And we got to get that LOV. Food security starts with the farmers. And all my brothers and sisters who come to join the North Collective, the North American Collective, we got to work together. Put us sometimes about our differences with some action, you know. Thank you, restaurant workers. Love those restaurant workers. It's work in the restaurants. Those across the fast food, doing a little bit of that fast food LOV. It's not going to be a long video. It is just going a little bit on that XYZ. Here we go. Rock and roll a little bit for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses are done with it. And those people holding hands give me a little bit of that hope, you know. It's worth fighting for, being armed, carrying a weapon, police, security forces, and armed forces of the free world. And that's worth somebody holding hands. Y'all give me hope. Now I'm hope. We're joyous. I saw somebody holding hands. A couple, they're going to probably kiss, hug later on. So that give me some of that hope, you know. LOV is not all about the money, you know. Gotta take some of that love, you know. Some of that love. You gotta take some of that love. Because if we just base everything on money, capitalist to buy, sell, my DRT best, I believe at this moment in time, you're still independent, androgynous artist, athlete, philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist. And to all who come to join us, I got my own shadow self. Don't worry about it. I'm not perfect, far from it. Got some issues, got some vices. For the teachers, for the students, all late Friday night. It's not that late, it's only 6. It's not that late, it's only 6. It's not that late, it's only 6. How many books are in this library? I don't know, can only speculate. Only there's 156. How's that God of Wisdom, TOTH, Book of Thoth. But allow us to crawl, I don't know so many things I don't know. I do know that I love me to see now. I'm happy, joyous that I saw somebody holding hands, and probably gonna do some a little bit of that, good loving, make some good loving. Hug like you never hugged before is the main message today. Hug like you never hugged before, And if it's bury a third of me up in Hampton, New Jersey with Papa, fool poet, wannabe poet, Bird the Robbo, aka Aleister Crowley. Bury a third of me in the city of the pyramids. Many past lives, many incarnations, a third of me up in Montreal. Let's go for those ambulance drivers. Somebody gotta love our first responders across the collective North American civilizational complex across North America. Let's go put it on, support the foundation now, November. Let's get the North American Collective Workers' Party. 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 My tiny feet, tiny hands, I got a big mouth. Sometimes I just ask policy, play that rainbow, black and white on rainbow 24/7. Students, gonna get that kissing, somebody kissing tonight, hoping. Going to go do a little bit of that Friday night, loving Saturday. Celebrating tomorrow's, of course, big geopolitical event, Berlin Wall. Probably gonna discuss it over a cup of coffee. And it's geopolitics 24/7 with this artist, athlete, philosopher, mystic, geopolitical, theoretical analyst. Going towards the moon a little bit, just for a little bit of a 93-minute walk, about a 93-minute walk. Just around my neighborhood, quickening up, counting some of those stars. Starlight. Where are those satellites up in the starlight? Gotta see soon some moonlight. Gotta be singing for the ambulance drivers. There gotta be some of them be making me some LOV. LOV up in the truck. I got 40, that's what's up. Ain't got no money for the guitar, but I can sing it on the scar. I got plenty of scars. I done broken on the router. I done been broken on the louder. Got a retrograde amnesia. I remember that movie more than 7 years ago, and survived COVID. COVID was hardcore. 5 years gonna be March, mid-February, mid-March. It was a few weeks of intense disease, pestilence, death, and disease. It was really like pestilence, death, and disease. It was like that, pestilence and disease. I know it sounds like a hardcore death metal song, but that's what it felt like. So thinking about the truckers now on the road, singing them some LOV, hey strippers, just give them a discount free lap down, a little bit of a pizza, something for the truckers, you know. Keeping it going on the North American truckers, the railway conductors, on the train, the nurses, the doctors, the butchers, the bakers, the doctors, those in the fast food joints, cooking a little bit of that good food, you know, making some of that good sandwiches, bacon, lettuce, cheese. You know, I admire people who work in fast food. I wouldn't probably hold a day. I love marching, working out, training, exercising, and gotta get it for the LOV and rock and roll, you know, 24/7 rock and roll, and 24/7 geopolitics, and don't mind me if I stare a bit. Asperger's my condition makes me to have a tendency to stare, but it's not out of malice or ill intent. It's just Asperger's, HFA, high functioning autism. High functioning autism makes me a bit weird socially, and my communication and discussion with certain citizen can be a bit awkward, and I have some awkward movements of the body, and it's autism, HFA, high functioning autism, though it's not a mental illness, a neurological mental developmental condition. It's a neurological mental divergent condition. It is a neurological mental divergent condition, not NOT, not a mental illness, and also known as Asperger's, being an Aspie. So I roll with it, I live with that, I live with my scars, I live with surviving COVID, being depressed and suicidal 7 years ago, cross Canada, coast to coast, and that event in my life changed my whole course, my whole dynamic, my whole life around. 7 years ago, I said when I crossed Canada, coast to coast, that event made me establish a strong esprit de corps, esprit de corps with Canada, which the king is absent, my friends, and see how being an Aspie works. Now I'm focusing on these numbers. So we have certain intense attention to certain details, which somebody will say, what the WFA, what the F, what the hell? I'm wondering about those numbers and the numbers here. So if there's any classification, whatever that means, the series, if there's classification or something to, of course, be discussed, whatever the case may be, those are little Aspie things. You know, if you're an Aspie, you know what I'm talking about. You have little assessments. Oh, Billboard Pride in the USA, Billboard Pride. Hey, we got to get that USA part of North America. No tariffs on Canadians, North Americans unite, And this Canadian Quebecer was born in the United States post 1776 3 times. Once as a woman, twice as a man, served in the same army, the 156 years apart, same army, and I rock and roll for those who pull around the uniform, you know, but I always say you gotta put a new protocol. If you're on the uniform, you gotta get a little bit of that protocol to change some of those diapers, you know. It'd be good to change a little bit of those diapers. That would be a new Dragon Army initiative, public-private partnership protocol, and you know, we got to work on everything that we got, our issues, and myself being rainbow, androgynous, pansexual, with Asperger's, hasn't been a road to maintain stable employment, and there were chronic unemployment and lots of jobs I had during COVID, which I really love. But I'm open for business, and my rent's paid, electricity bill's paid, got coffee, and got the mountain. Got a mountain, got a new bed, got to give a holla for the new bed. And pledge your allegiance to our family, pledge your allegiance to our family. How those phones work, I always wonder about a 3G, 4G, 5G in the parallel life. I'm an Aspie, also got that HFA as well, but there my obsessive interest is geopolitics 24/7, to study the analysis of geopolitics in this life. In a parallel life, it is, of course, study science. Science, technology, logic, mathematics, astrophysics, everything that revolves around the scientific area in that parallel life where I build supercomputers, microchips, gadgets, and I'm always wondering about how they work in real life, how they function with the microchips and all that. So it's always something which, of course, I have in my mind in terms of how things work, and, of course, obsessive interest in this life. I'm a geopolitical theoretical analyst and theorist who's also an artist, philosopher, mystic, who doesn't know it all. I have my own speculations, my own faults, my own weaknesses and vulnerabilities, which I discuss open online for years. It's not something to hide, basically. And I live with the scars. I live with XYZ, but I also live with some God that I love. And I want to be seeing people loving, dancing in the streets, safety, security. We got to be balanced. We can't base anything on overly secure. We got to have a temperance of freedom. Got to be insured. Freedom got to be insured. Freedom got to be insured. I believe my propositions, my theories at this point in time. The DRT, debt refusion is best. Of course, it's best. The DRT, the debt refusion theory is best. Is best, of course, for what I call the North American complex, and I saw somebody now give me some of that hope, and I saw people holding hands when I cross the street. I always love to see people hugging, and one of my main messages has been for the past 5 years: maintain, please, public hygiene, maintain. I also clean my room. I cleaned today, cleaned. Still got to get a lot of cleaning, and it's cleaning on the do, so it's always cleaning, and I get dirty. Don't need to scoop up dirt on me. I can let you throw a little bit of dirt on me for world peace if you want. There we go. I can let you throw a little bit of dirt on me for world peace. I get dirty, but get back clean, play that black and white and rainbow, and $10,000 in debt to the RBC. I believe my creation, the DRT, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the universal exchange unit is the best to be, of course, involved and placed now as we are now today. Where we are now today with the public of the finances, the public debt, of course, so much we pay. The interest on the public debt, it's the amount, of course, we pay 46.5 billion, 46.5 billion, which we pay, of course, in interest on the debt servicing, and of course, it more than doubles since 2020, 2021, from 20.3 double would have been 40.6, it doubled to 46.5. That's the amount of billions in interest we pay on the public debt. So there's no way but out of this. So with LOV, I say to my sister citizen Christian Freeland with LOV, I do say with LOV that, of course, the only way up forward is the implementation of my theory known as the DRT, the debt refusion theory, for the creation of the universal exchange unit, So that's what it is. That's what we're gonna be, a little bit of rock and roll with that. So it's 24/7 geopolitics, rock and roll. But the DRT, I'm proud because it comes with my curse, being cursed with Asperger's, that I present on the table. The blessing of the debt refusion theory, the DRT, for the creation of the UE, the universal exchange, for the creation of the UE, the universal exchange, for the creation of the UE, the universal exchange, based on US dollars value. So just to briefly discuss it, of course, keep in mind that my theory, the DRT, also involves and, of course, has in it what's called the monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union. They destroyed their old central banks. They created a new central bank. Hey, that's nice. I love holiday lights. I love those holiday lights. It's November 8th. Gotta get it. Holiday lights. Holiday lights. Holiday lights. So that's what we're gonna get on to doing with that. We're gonna get on that submission and permission and doing and loving, and that's a little bit of the lights there. Anyways, my DRT, that refusion also includes monetary integration theory. And monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union theory. That's the financial theory, which they, of course, implemented decades ago with the creation of the European Central Bank, the destruction of their old central banks, and the creation of a new currency. We're going to do the same, but my theory includes that theory, but it's a bit on the different side. So we're going to take all the debt, public and private debt, and we're going to create a new currency based on the value of the US dollar. So all the public-private debt with Canada first, the US, we're going to refuse it, hold that, we're going to put it in together. All that money is going to be the initial money supply for a new central bank, but convert all the Canadian dollar debt, public and private, my 10,000 included. Listen, there's no other way. You can argue all you want, but the 46.5 billion in interest is starting. We're not going to be able to pay ambulance drivers. We're not going to be able to pay firefighters. We're not going to be able to pay the road builders, the public workers. It's you realize where we are. The fact that we pay more than double in interest only. Debt servicing is interest. Paying interest on the public debt. There's no way around this, but my DRT theory. Paradox comes out of being cursed with Asperger's. I present to you the solution. The debt refusion theory. The debt refusion theory. For the creation of the UE. The DRT. The debt refusion theory. For the creation of the UE. The debt refusion theory. The debt refusion theory is the only solution. We're going to take all the public and the private debt. And we are going to converted to US dollar because the United States dollar still is the currency of choice for world trade, international business, global import, export, and all the things, of course, which we have in terms of the financial system and global affairs and tourism and import, export, and business and world finance. So we're going to take all the debt coast to coast, my 10,000 as a private citizen of the RBC included, my debt, your debt, our debt, all the debt converted to the US dollars. All that debt converted to the US dollar, my 10,000 included. We're going to add it if they want Canada first, USA, and then Canada, Mexico, Haiti. Haiti can be even transatlantic with NATO-centric. It's North American collective, North American complex. What I call the North American civilizational complex is basically North America first, right? It's basically North America first. It's basically North America first. So that is something which has to be understood. That is for the North American complex, North American civilizational complex first, that it has to be implemented. If they will to be with us, the Europeans, of course, also. So we're going to take all the debt for fusion treaty, all the debt, the DERT, all the debt converted to US dollars. All that money is going to be the initial money supply for a new central bank. So all the money in circulation will be all the public and the private debt converted to US dollar, and we're going to create a new currency called the UE, U dot universal E dot exchange unit, U dot universal E dot exchange unit, UE, U dot universal E dot exchange unit, the UE, U dot universal E dot exchange unit, the UE, U dot universal E dot exchange U dot UE, the UE, the universal exchange unit. Based on the value of the US dollar, we're going to set an interest rate level of 10%, 10% maximum thereafter, so it could be less. 3.33, 7.18, 9.3, 1.56, 6.1, below 10% by principle, below 10%. Below 10% by principle, below 10% by principle, below 10% by principle. So it will not be able to be less than that. Less than that. It will not be able to be less than that. Less than that. Less than that. It will not be able to be less than that. Than 10%. It could be less than 10%, but not more. All that money is going to be the initial money supply. Listen, it takes public-private partnership to do this. That's why I'm asking my Scorpio brother Bill Gates. Scorpio star, his birthday's passed a few days ago. I believe October 28th. Could be my father, whatever. Father Papa Crowley, New Jersey, Hamptons, XYZ. And, of course, another Scorpio Black Rock and Black Stone are different. It's Black Rock. Larry Fink, another private financial institution, another Scorpio, Larry Fink, born under the Scorpio sun. And Joe Biden is another Scorpio. You're still president for the next 45 days, 44 days, and a few, 44 days and a few, 44 days, no, more, right? More than 44 days, more than 44 days, more than 40 days, 44 days. Anyways, I'm going to focus on that. I'm not going to calculate precisely. Inauguration is January 20th. You know, if XYZ, all things considered, and I'm just gonna go take a look at the stadium. That's what I wanted to see, because I checked my stadium, and with that money, we're gonna be able to, all the debt, we're gonna be able to do a lot of public good, rebuild the infrastructure of North America. We're gonna be able to mass build the infrastructure of North America, finance citizens to work out, train, exercise, finance fitness activity because it's good for the body, mass finance the building of the North American People's Imperial Coliseum on the US-Canadian border, the North American People's Imperial Coliseum, the North American Imperial People's Coliseum, the North American Imperial People's Coliseum, the North American Imperial People's Coliseum. We're going to be able to finance citizens tourism because it has got me out of depression. And back 7 years ago when I crossed Canada, coast to coast, see what a country. When I went to Banff, British Columbia in August 2017, and in September 2017, Halifax, Vegas Cove, I established a strong esprit de corps with Canada, a strong esprit de corps with Canada, a strong esprit de corps with my fellow Canadians, first and foremost, not just Canada as a state or confederation, because the king is absent, and I'm that pro-democratic republic, public-private partnership, centrist, North American Union, and the Republic of Canada, the United Republic of North America, Democratic People's Republic. You know, I'm not sentimental about the king and the queen, you know. You got to get that 21st century Canada constitutional monarchy, you know. That's something which I'm for defending the people who come to join us here, 40 plus million. Starts with the daycares, ends with the senior citizens in the CHSLDs, for romancing some rock and roll. The DRT, creation of the UE. We're going to be able to do a great amount of good for the public, building aqueducts, building infrastructure, buildings, defense for in case of ICBM rockets, intercontinental ballistic missile to defend against intercontinental ballistic missiles. So we're going to be able to do a lot of those goods. Going to be able to do a lot of those goods. A lot of goods. A lot of good with that. So build, of course, massive building of infrastructure of a lot of good. Look at the stars. A lot of good. Finances is to workout, train, exercise. A lot of public good. Here's the, it's not that well because it's not that visible because of the, but this is a hockey stadium and I would love to volunteer to put some paint. It's November 8th. I would love to put some paint. See. That's what it is. And I wanted to put some paint on it, you know. I would love to put some paint. I'm just gonna discard something here in the garbage. See, the garbage is here, that's where it goes. And thank you, public workers, to pick up the garbage, the compost, the recycling. Somebody got a LOV done, you know, and that's what it is with that. And that's what it is with that. You got to put on that XYZ, you know. And sometimes I just got to drop it and be grateful, you know. Please, me and his, being his. You know, I could take a bath. I'm grateful I'm going to be able to take a bath. Going to be able to take a bath, you know. And taking a bath, you know. Be able to take a bath, you know. So, although past 5 years, my life, I guess, I died during COVID, being reborn. Even I could say I died before, and I moved from a very moldy underground place, you know. And I have my own trauma I live with and XYZs, but it is what it is here today. And please reduce the ticket costs. NHL, National Hockey League, NHL National Hockey League, NFL National Football League, MLB, Major League Baseball, NBA. And I would love to, if I would be a billionaire, I would buy a 156 jersey, even a millionaire, 156 jersey for the Canadian hockey team, the women's PVHL, Professional Women's Hockey League, which, hey, they're great. They play so good. I watched them, and I don't know if I could go buy the tickets, but I would actually go and see the games on the regular basis, you know, and I'm gonna cross the street and look. Always turn your heads left and right, left and right, left and right, even that's the one way, because you never know. What if the brakes malfunction? What if the brakes malfunction? What if the brakes malfunction? Or the citizen driver presses the accelerator instead of the brake. These are things which can occur. Eh? So I always get my double prudence when I cross the street. I turn my head left and right, left and right, left and right, just, you know, to be, because I'm in the public, I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligation, which I do not have under normal curse of circumstances in my dragon's lair. I could have stayed on my new bed. Thank you for financing a new bed. And, you know, I got a little bit of that stinky. I still got to wash and clean. Hey, watch the car. I'll watch the car, man. I would have gotten out of the way. I'm always concerned about the car, you know, the joggers and my fellow citizens, you know. Safety and prudence, I got out of the way, but they chose to, of course, delineate. So that's what it is with that, and that's what it is with that, you know. It's just, I gotta be careful. My eyes on, you know, Canadians, like, you know, my family Quebec Canadians all come to join us. So I'm like a hawk, HAWK, my totem bird, the hawk. So, you know, I'm always prudent about the traffic. So gotta be careful. So, you know, I'll be seeing people working out, training, exercising, kissing, hugging, playing some sports, giving some charity if they can, give some charity, millionaires, billionaires, you know. The mass finance citizens to work out, and please reduce the ticket cost of the NHL, National Hockey League, NFL, National Football League, MLB, National Basketball Association, and NBA by 44.9% is my estimated calculation. That will keep with the prices which have increased since COVID 2020 February. About the prices have increased parallel to the prices still increasing. Prices of eggs, bacon, milk, and of course even my wafers, and increased by 25% 5 weeks ago, and of course cheese and all some essentials. Right? For me, wafers is not. It's my treat, but it went up from $1 to $1.25. Yeah, that's 25% just 5 weeks ago. For 3.5 years, I purchased them for $1. $1. Then they went up. 5 weeks ago. That's 25%. Now, who put the price up? It could be midway, right? Because it's transportation, and some of them are imported, some are made local. And please, if you come here to Canada or Quebec, just eat, drink local. Eat, drink local. Eat, drink local. That is my spiel, my call for you to do. And we got cheese, we got wine, we got beer, we got sausages, we got even sweets, which we make, maple syrup. So we got a lot of things in North America. I am not isolationist anywhere or pro import export, but sometimes we got to be a rebalance, I guess. As now I predicted what's happening now back in 2019. I'm marking 5 years since my prediction of an international conflagration in World War III scenario back in 2019 in October. That's what I predicted. That's what I predicted. That's what I predicted back in 2019, and I predicted what's happening now in a general overall manner. 5 bags there. Five bags. Anyway, so I predicted in a general manner what's happening now. In a general manner, not an overall detailed manner. I predicted an international conflagration back in 2019, and I got proof of that work, because I got it online, the video, and that's what I am, an independent geopolitical theoretical analyst. I'm an independent geopolitical theoretical analyst. I am an independent geopolitical theoretical analyst who has predicted an international conflagration, who has predicted an international conflagration back in 2019, December. That's what I predicted back in 2019 in October, November, December. And actually in October, it started October because that's October, November, my geopolitical months. And I predicted what's happening now. And here we go. We're just going to go to the bridge, then turn, and we're going to clock it in. That's what I wanted, but I guess sunset is not out of the question. I guess you're just going to cross the bridge, switch it to that French, because we're in La Belle Province, maybe, a little bit of that, and a little bit of a walk, not too much, just stretching out a bit, because I got to get back to that headquarters, and that's what it is now. And I always encourage you all to work out, train, exercise, get a little half-hour walk, start with a half hour, an hour, then you get a few walks a day, every week, a few walks a week, and marching. For me, it's marching steps, because it's on the march. It's a high pace, marching steps. It's like a workout march. I always stretch left and right as well, You can put a little bit of stretching. You can do some squats, push-ups, and hawks. My workout training program system, which is efficient, simple, and effective, which I created back in 2019 in October to go hand in hand with such a scenario. I'm advocating its implementation across North American school systems and NORAD, NATO, and the implementation of my Holy Trinity. That Holy Trinity, the DRT, Debt Fusion Theory, the Debt Fusion Theory, the Debt Fusion Theory, DRT for the creation of the UN, the Citizen Integration Theory. Somebody got to sing for that police. Somebody got to sing for that police. Brothers and sisters in uniform. Nobody's perfect. We're individuals, part of institutions, and we got to secure the individual and the collective, and we got to reconcile. Reconciliation, left, right, and center reconciliation, sometimes by action, And am I individual as an ASPE? Artist, athlete, philosopher, geopolitical, theoretical, analyst, and theory, mystic, and I don't like violence. I do not like violence. I like to work out, train, exercise, and I am hyper vigilant because I lived several attacks on myself, and I lived my Cillian Empire episode. I got my scars, and I lived a surprise attack in the metro a few years ago, and then before that, my memory blacks out. I got blackouts, so memory, I got blackouts like that hardball ball. And I was viciously attacked by surprise a few years ago. And I lived in a place called Denesh, in a small underground grateful. I always say I would have not moved from there. I would have been dead or in jail if I would have not moved from there. But, that's what it is now. So that's how we got to get it doing on that drill, That's what I got to get doing on that drill. So here I am, rainbow dragon, androgynous pansexual. Get that 50-50, and if you want me some love and feet washing, I'm willing to feet wash, kiss, clean, cook, clean, geopolitic, rock and roll, kiss, hug, massage. To all my willingly loving allies and armies, got trillions of kisses. Created from the forgotten goddess, I said goddess, GODDSS, kisses. Starlit, no, let's get that 93, 156, crash. My feet 333. The XY kisses I got by the trillions. By the trillions, I got kisses. So kisses, I can kiss that over time. Some push-ups, hawks with it. And yeah, I did say goddess, get that moon, that sun, gotta go together. Starlight. crossing the bridges, bridges for the railway conductors, railway bridge builders, hey, public workers of the 20th century. Imagine all the building in the 20th century. We got a lot of rebuilding to do. Our infrastructure is going to collapse. We got to get that DRT parallel to the citizen integration theory. Support the dream. Fundamentally, basically, my dream is a call for a collective North American civilization to come. The public-private partnership to build. I will to build the Forgotten Goddess Temple, Forgotten Goddess Temple, Forgotten Goddess Temple, the North American Imperial People's Coliseum, 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 the North American Imperial People's Coliseum. And I gotta give a shout out to waiters and waitresses, you know, putting out those tables. I gotta send us some LOV even to the strippers. I would own, my strip bar would be Rainbow, where men, women, trans would do the dances, and where we'll have discount for the truckers, specials for the truckers, public workers. If you build aqueducts, if you build bridges, if you pick up the garbage, pick up the compost, you get some discount. You know, I'll be North American. I'll be public workers. We'll be cooperative. We'll be cooperative. You know, workers of North America, the North American Collective Workers' Party, the North American Collective Workers' Party, the North American Collective Workers' Party, North American Collective Workers' Party, the North American Collective Workers' Party, Black, White, and Brown, North American Collective Workers' Party, Black, White, and Rainbow, Black, White, and Rainbow, Black, White, and Rainbow. I think that would be the name, Black, White, and Rainbow. Rainbow Dragons, Black and White. Rainbow Dragon does blacks and whites. With LOV, some rock and roll, you know. For the black and white and rainbow, I go, well, you know, give me some push-ups. I love that red. North American Workers Collective Party, let's roll with it. North Americans unite, coast to coast. We got two oceans, all who come to join here. All who come to join here, you know. We gotta get it on that go, and, you know, there's a lot of rainbows in the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB. That aside, please reduce the cost. Forget that. Focus on the call to reduce the cost of the tickets. Focus on reduction of the cost, blah, blah, the tickets. And, yeah. Thinking about the truckers now on the road, those firefighters, ambulance workers, and the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors. The butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors. The butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, electricians, those carpenters, plumbers, all who build Hydro-Quebec workers. Hey, LOV to the Hydro-Quebec workers on the road fixing up, who build in the 20th century, who build in the 20th century, build in the 20th century. We gotta get that North American Collective Workers' Party, you know, and North American Collective Workers' Party, North American Collective Workers' Party. I'm not perfect, far from it, you know. I got a little clit dick, rainbow, androgynous. I guess a few times a day gets that goddess magic rocket and been healing a lot and scratch less my androgynous genitals. And you know my scars, I discussed it in the past, no need to readdress, because some scars are on the face, on the body, on my androgynous. Hey, somebody wearing that red, LOV, hey, I love it, and gotta get that LOV, you know, love for my fellow Canadians and North Americans, and we gotta get a, y'all make love for me, that's what I love. They'll make good hugging for me. And you know, I've been suicidal, depressed, anger, and working out, training, had to take action. So working out, training, exercising, you know, that's my medicine and therapy of choice. And one of my obsessive interests is fitness, sports 24/7. Dancing is my favorite sport. 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 Dancing is my favorite sport, you know. Love that dance. Dancing is my favorite sport. So that's 24/7. Sports, fitness, sports 24/7. Geopolitics 24/7. Rock and roll 24/7. That's the trinity, my obsessive interests. And my mind is always in somehow involved in those, even when I do other activities. But I can focus on tasks. When it comes to security, like, you know, crossing the street and security and all that. I'm well aware, very capable, and I can be very professional in certain jobs. It's just my neurodivergent. I'm part of a minority, 0.44%, less than half of a percentile, less than 1%, less than 1 out of 300, less than 1 out of 300, less than 1 out of 300. So that's what it is. You know, I get to live with that, and hey, I'm happy when I see others joy and happy, content, and I'm joyous. I'm just financially stressed. But hey, I'm open for business 24/7. YouTube channel, still pushing it. I think it's gonna be 6 years this next year, and I think it's been 5 years since my YouTube channel. More than 5 years now, because I got 2 YouTube channels, and I got that proof of work of my geopolitical theoretical analysis, my geopolitical theoretical analysis, and we got to get on that going with that. So we got to get it on the going with that. We got to get it for the do, and that's what we just got to do. You know, we just got to think about that, and we got to do on the XYZ, and that's what we got to go doing, man. You know, it's something which we got to operate with, and we got to live with it, and I live with it, you live with it, we all live with it in a certain manner or what, in a shape or whatever, different things. But you know, I healed a lot, healing every day also, but it takes work. Got to take that action. Yeah, that rock and roll. And I'm thinking about the truckers now, the firefighters, the butchers, and the cooks. You know, fast food joints, man. Imagine all that work. You know, fast food joints. Give them a raise. Give them a bit, 44%. I know that's a bit much there, 44%, but you can reduce the tickets of the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB by 44.9%, 44 ASAP, and I would love to be a billionaire to go on the go, and just gonna go play out tickets, and gotta give it for the now, and that's about it. Hold on a second, we're gonna pause it a bit because I got a call, and see how it goes with that. If not, we're just gonna end it right here for now and do a dribble.